Ever notice a group of people in life that have to build themselves up by tearing other people down? Man, I watch this happen a lot. It's not just something that happens to me. I see it happening in a lot of places, actually. Good example of this would be there's two guys that are interested in the same girl. This is just an example. And they both may know about each other to some degree. Um, One guy comes in and hangs out and has interest in her, solely interest in her, and whereas the other guy comes in and has an interest in her, but he'll start to deface the other people. It's like a politician's, you know. He starts to deface the other man in her eyes in order to make his own chances of being with her better. Now, it's a very political thing to do. And you have to devalue someone else in order to make yourself look better. Okay? There's a situation, there's a problem there. If you need to, in any way, shape, or form, advise someone else on someone else, there's a problem. If I come into a situation, relationship, I don't like gossip, I don't like slander, and it's certainly not my business to explain to somebody else how to deal with another person. Personally, I can't even deal with my own head half the time. Any man, woman, anybody that thinks that they can come in and help somebody else understand another person themselves are way off the mark. Unless there's some kind of immediate and present danger in any given situation, it's not up to us to go in and manipulate people's minds around what they think about someone or something else. And again, this is my own subjective view, and I think about how I see these kinds of things going on. My suggestion to people that are younger, getting involved with other people, getting involved in relationships, steer clear of the people that have to frickin' talk crud about other people in any way, shape, or form. Because inevitably, if things go south between the both of you, he's going to be talking crud about you. The overall and inevitable situation in that is that, again, I go back to, there is also something you can think about too. If you're talking with somebody and they're talking about, say, situations that they've dealt with in their own life that have been an emotional burden to them, and it has to do with somebody in their life, that's a whole different animal, okay? But the situation I'm talking about is a direct assault. It's sort of like what you see politicians doing. This guy was caught doing this, so vote for me. You know, that's the kind of shit I'm talking about. It's a very direct attack on someone's character. You know, an assault. It doesn't matter what you think. You know, if you have to pursue outside voices on a person's character, why not go to the people that live with him day in and day out? The people that freaking know him because they hang with him as a friend. Who's going to know people better, a person better, than the people that have to go through life with him? You know? But to be in a position where you're listening to someone that hasn't spent that much time with a person, maybe saw them in passing, or know one little aspect of their weakness or character, how the hell much could you actually know about that person in today's world? If I'm going to be judged on the value of mistakes I've made in my life that I'm already well aware that I'm ashamed of, then what's the point to go to any kind of life at all, if you think about it? Generally speaking, I ask you to go to my at work video. Now, based on what the people in the video are saying about me, these people are with me for a good portion of my day. What kind of person would you say that I am? Again, we're looking at the greater expanse of time in my life as opposed to the few times I've screwed up. Are we going to look at the few times I screwed up, and because of what you consider the magnitude of the problem, you're going to focus in on that and say that that's what I really am? Or are you going to look at where I spend most of my time and look at what the people that are with me spending the time there are saying about me? Do I want to boast about myself? No. You want to know who I am? Listen to the people in that video who spend most of the time in my day with me. It's that simple. Okay? So if you're going to focus in on something that happens once in a while, or has happened once in a while, that I'm ashamed of and I'm trying to overcome, then expect that this type of person is what you are. You, a child of light, here we go, is going to focus in on what he sees. On the average, if you quantitatively put together the time frame of what, again, the people that are with me, what they're saying, or you want to go into those little areas where I've screwed up. What is darkness going to focus on? Darkness is going to focus on darkness. So when it sees itself, oh, there it is. Look, there's that little point. There it is. And that's what it's going to make up. So children of darkness, that's what they're going to see. That's what they're going to focus on. It doesn't matter how good they are, how righteous they are, how perfect they may live. A child of darkness is going to see darkness. This is what Jesus meant when he said, the eye is the lamp of the body. If the eye is dark, how great is that darkness? Children of light, they're going to focus on what they see the most of. Their Father. Light. The time. The expanse. What do I spend most of my time doing? Well, shoot. Watch the At Work video. I'm not talking. I'm letting them talk. There's a proverb that says, better a man allows others to speak of him than he speak of himself. So, again, as I started this video off, there are things I see in life where certain people move in, and their way of getting inside is to tear someone else down. And all I'm saying to you young people out there is just consider, if the person that's trying to get inside is tearing somebody else down in order to do so, it is something to look at. What kind of people do you want in your life? Do you want those who know how to shed light on what's right? Or do you want those who know how to freaking pick out what's wrong? Personally, and I go back to this, there are some out there skeptics who will sit there and say, well, yeah, you got to point out what's wrong or people will never get right. But the beauty of a child of light is, it's like light. 3 men are walking through the woods in the middle of the night. And they all stumble over something. Not one of them knows what they stumbled over because they're all in the dark. But when the daylight comes, they can all look at whatever it was they stumbled over, and then they will all know what that is. In the same manner, child of light doesn't need to come in and point out a person's weakness. The way the darkness has to identify it in order to make itself feel better or grow. The child of light simply is a child of light, and by that light, a person will see their own problems. When I see a person who's got it together and they are light, my problems to me become quite clear, because I see, hey, look at that. I'm not like that. What in me is preventing me from being like them? Bang. It becomes obvious. They don't need to say a thing to me. Their light is a clear demonstration to me of what I'm lacking. Their light makes me cringe. Why does it make me cringe? Because what's in me is not as bright as what's in them. That's what makes me cringe. A child of darkness cringes and looks for their problems in order to make themselves feel better. I'm hoping you're getting this, because that's how this works. This is exactly how the spirituality works. It's this effing simple. This can be explained to a child. You're looking for the best in people and drawing it out. Everybody's got weaknesses. You can spend your entire life focused on everybody's weaknesses and what's wrong. Or you can try to be that person that draws people out. I'm not saying this is an easy process. All I'm saying is beware of those people who are getting inside by drawing other people down in your eyes. Especially when they have not really spent a lot of time getting to know the person that they're drawing down. Again, you can't possibly know somebody without spending good quality time with them. As a friend, not as an analyst, not as an advisor, but as a friend. Anyhow, this video was inspired by a letter I just wrote to someone who has a very big piece of my heart right now, and they're taking it very lightly. So, on that note, I will let you go.